What is going on, buddy? Welcome back to All Things Film. Today I'm here to talk about this interview with Andrew Lincoln where he said that The Walking Dead will still be great without him. We've been hearing this a lot, and I want to talk about what he said and then give my quick thoughts on it because we got the whispers coming in, and I want to talk about how the show will be different without him. And in the comments down below, you guys can comment what you think, how the show will be different without him also. But before I do begin, if you are a fan of The Walking Dead, be sure to subscribe for daily videos. But other than that, let's get started. So we know Andrew Lincoln's last episode is episode 5, and a lot of people are worried right now because we've been following Rick since the beginning, since season 1 episode 1, and it's gonna be a little hard to move on without him, and The Walking Dead is definitely gonna change a lot without him. So this is what Andrew Lincoln had to say about all this. So the first thing he said is there's something beautiful in the original DNA of the show, and that it is all about change. The show will live on and will continue to be great. That theme of change and evolution is key. So that's pretty interesting because he said evolution, and the only reason I'm mentioning that is because episode 8 of season 9 is titled Evolution, and I think that's going to be our first big step towards the Whisperers, probably the big revealment of Alpha or whatever. And yeah, the show is definitely going to change a lot with the Whisperers. But moving on, this is also what he had to say. What I don't want to do is stay too long when I think the show will actually benefit from other people taking the reins and forging a new path, and that's what I think is happening now. It's beautiful watching and seeing my dear friends who are incredible actors do extraordinary things and turning it into a new show, and that is enormously gratifying. Now this part is very interesting because he's kind of saying that there's a chance that the show will benefit from him leaving, which I know a lot of people are on the completely different side of the spectrum when it comes to that. A lot of people think the show is going to crumble when Rick leaves. Now I disagree with that, but that's what I want to talk about next and how the show is going to change, because I do think he has a point. I agree with him a lot actually, because and I'll talk about that throughout the video, but it's going to be very interesting to see how the characters survive without Rick there, because we've been with Rick since the beginning. So every single villain we've come across, whether it was the governor, Negan, the wolves, the cannibals, whatever villain we've come across, we've had Rick on our side with us, and it's going to be really interesting to see how the group deals with the next group of villains, the Whisperers, which are probably going to be the scariest villains we've ever had on the show. At least that's what they're saying, and they're really saying the Whisperers, on interviews, Greg Nicotero said that the Whisperers are creeping him out. So I'm very excited for the Whisperers, but it's gonna be very interesting to see how this group deals with the Whisperers without Rick. And another part that I agree with Andrew Lincoln is the part where he says that new characters are gonna be forging a new path, because that's another thing that I'm interested in, is seeing who's gonna take lead after Rick. And I really hope it's not gonna be one person, and I think it's not, because they've been saying it's an ensemble. So after Rick leaves, there's gonna be, I feel like there should be at least a lot of character development among the other characters, and everybody taking some sort of lead, and that's gonna make the show a lot better, because there are a lot of characters in The Walking Dead that don't get a lot of effort and thought put into them. Like Tara, for example, is a character that's just pushed to the side, but we've had her since season 4, and she's even on the opening credits. We need characters I kind of wanted to put more thought on other characters after Rick leaves, and then like they said, it can be an ensemble. So next time a big character leaves, it's not just one character that's carrying the show. Everybody is doing their part. Because what I don't want to happen is, let's say after Rick leaves, they put all their thought and effort into Daryl. They give Daryl all the best lines, all the best scenes, all the best episodes, and the next thing we know, Daryl has to leave, Norman has to leave. I don't think it's gonna happen, I'm just giving an example. But then Daryl leaves, and then everybody's like, yeah, I'm leaving the show, the best characters are gone. So I really hope they don't do that, and they focus on each and every single character. Daryl, Carol, Negan, Michonne, everybody should have some sort of leadership quality after Rick leaves. So that's really the best benefit that I can get out of Rick leaving. All the other characters have a lot of development and become much more stronger, which is something that I'm excited for. And then I can't wait to see how this group deals with the Whisperers, which are going to be the best villains we ever had, and Rick isn't there on their sides, because it doesn't look like Rick is going to be there for the Whisperers. So I do agree with Andy that The Walking Dead is going to have some benefit from Rick leaving, the character-wise, but fan-wise, obviously, fans are going to be upset about it. So, regardless, I'm going to watch the show to the end. I'm going to see how, I'm just curious to see how it's going to progress, you know, without Rick. And then also, who knows, he might come back one day. But in the comments down below, you guys comment what you're most excited for, you know, post Rick, and how you think the show is gonna change without Rick. But I am gonna wrap it up there, and hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating, and for daily Walking Dead videos, be sure to hit the subscribe button. It's been All Things Film, and until next time, peace.